Two experts say findings in our latest investigation could catch the attention of investigators. A judge told the Supreme Court she made less than $25,000 in cash officiating weddings. But new information we received from the state suggests she could have earned nearly double that amount. Here's our new investigation, Misjudged. $100 bills right into the pockets of judges.
At a minimum, and it's much more than this, is unseemly.
In 1 year, one New Orleans judge may have received a $100 bill 473 times.
Do the math.
The math shows she could have pocketed as much as $47,300 in cash.
It's beyond frustration, Lee.
A Fox 8 investigation revealed judges in New Orleans' first and second city courts overcharge couples for their weddings. The law says the judges can charge $5 for a wedding, but at the Algiers courthouse, Judge Tina Anderson-Trahan made couples pay $100. Legal experts say the law also requires the judges to deposit that money into the court's bank account. But instead, the judges kept the money as extra income.
For a judge to say, I don't know the law that regulates my job as a judge, either they're not telling the truth, or equally bad, maybe worse, they're ignorant of the law that regulates their position.
The state keeps a copy of every marriage license, on it the officiant, and the location and time of the wedding. The state's Vital Records Office sent us this spreadsheet that shows how many weddings each city court judge presided over the past few years. It shows in 2015, second city court judge Tina Anderson-Trahan officiated 415 weddings. In 2016, 463. And last year, 473 weddings.
Now we have a real problem.
A problem for two reasons. Every year, Judge Anderson-Trahan files a financial disclosure statement with the state Supreme Court. On it, she signs a sworn statement that the information is true and correct. Anderson-Trahan claimed to make between $5,000 and $25,000 officiating weddings. Again, she charged $100 a wedding, and last year officiated 473, netting as much as $47,000. Tulane law professor Joel Friedman says that likely means she either didn't keep all of the money, performed 223 free weddings, or misreported her earnings to the Supreme Court.
She may be not only understating it on her judicial ethics form, she may be also understating it on her income tax form, because this is clearly compensation that has to be declared as income on your federal income tax and your state income tax.
Could be serious.
That's a big-time felony.
And that could be her other problem. If Anderson-Trahan did in fact earn that much money and didn't alert the Supreme Court of the full amount, CPA Patrick Lynch questions whether she could be underreporting her earnings to the IRS.
Well, the implication is if she hasn't, then she's subject to a substantial underpayment penalty and could possibly face civil and criminal fraud.
We asked Anderson-Trahan if she shared any of the wedding money with office staff, if she gave any free weddings, and how much money she reported to the IRS for wedding income. She refused to comment.
Yeah, there should be an investigation, and the question I would ask as a taxpayer, where is the oversight?
CPA Patrick Lynch wants the IRS, state, and Supreme Court to investigate.
What are they doing to oversee this?
The data provided by the state shows all four judges stopped officiating weddings in mid-May. In fact, two judges officiated their last wedding the day our story aired. Not one has married a couple since.
It's an admission that they shouldn't have been doing it in the first place.
In 6 years, Judge Tina Anderson-Trahan could have collected as much as $219,000 in cash, money that Joel Friedman says she should return to the court and the couples, where the law says that money belongs.
They should not be allowed to keep money that they now would admit they received in violation of the law, even though they would allege they didn't realize it was in violation of law. And these are judges saying, gee, I didn't know the law.
Again, we've repeatedly asked Judge Anderson-Trahan for an on-camera interview and even asked her several questions via email. Through a spokesperson, she has rejected our request every time. Take a look at this story online. You can see just how many weddings the judge in Algiers performed each day since 2013. Find this report on our website, fox8live.com.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome. Good afternoon, loved ones. Good afternoon, family. Man, look. For those of you who missed me, for those of you who recognize the fact that I wasn't on the air for a week or two, look, it's all love, family, it's all love. You know, we're living in a time and a society where you have to participate in certain activity, you know. Are there certain things that is going to be required of you, and you know you're going to have to just fulfill certain requirements, and that's all your brother was doing. It wasn't much so an R&R type of deal, you know what I mean? I was just taking care of business on the other side. On the other side, family, look, you know it's all love, you know it's all love. You are tuned in, listening to The Proven Truth. You are listening to The Proven Truth with your brother and host, Anthony Brown. Coming to you live from the studios of Radio Gumbo Creole here in this beautiful territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, family. And you know how we do it, We send out the olive branch of love. Send out the olive branch of love. Look, if you choose to participate in the show, if you choose to exercise your God-given right to let your voice be heard, if you choose to exercise your God-given right to let your voice be heard, you can dial us here at 404-303-8922. Again, that telephone number is 504-303-8922. Lock her ass up. Lock her ass up. Look, I endorse that. Kelvin Harry. Lock her ass up. Yeah, this is one of our, this is a comment on Facebook about the intro. Yes, family, you can also listen to us by dialing 712-432-7883. Again, you can listen to us by dialing 712-432-7883. You can also listen to us via the web by going to www.radiogumbocreole.net. That's www.radiogumbocreole.net. Okay? We live stream this and every show on the Facebook. You can check us out on the Facebook by going to Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017. That's Anthony Brown for Assessor 2017, where you can utilize that platform to interact with us. You can pose a question, leave a comment. You can come on the show as a live guest, however you choose it fit or see it fit. It's your prerogative how you want to utilize this platform. Okay? We endorse that. You know, we love radicals. We love people who exercise their humanity, their God-given right. We love that, and we encourage it, and we endorse that. Do it. Participate. Let criminals and corrupt politicians hear your voice, know your sentiment. Come on, join us, family. Join us. Show us some love. Show us some love, family. Show us some love. It is. Let's see. The leadership of the past has been a leadership more destructive than constructive. A leadership that misrepresents the true desire, the true hopes of his struggling race of ours. Let's read it again. The leadership of the past has been a leadership more destructive than constructive. A leadership that misrepresented the true desire, the true hopes of this struggling race of ours. Marcus Mosiah Garvey, our great ancestor. Liberty Hall, New York City, July 23rd, 1921. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. Marcus Mosiah Garvey. We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our prosperity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Who is your daddy? Not me, not Anthony Brown. We're speaking about the United States of America Constitution. All government of right originates with the people, is founded on their will alone, and is instituted to protect the rights of the individual and for the good of the whole. Its only legitimate ends are to secure justice for all, preserve peace, protect the rights, and promote the happiness and general welfare of the masses, of the people. We, the people. You know, we here on the Proven Truth, we are black conscious, not black ignorant. We are black conscious, not black ignorant. And it is because we are black conscious why we honor, respect, and recognize our ancestors, those champions who came before us, those pace setters, those people who give their life, those people who speak up for equal rights and justice, those people who recognize tyranny and call tyranny tyranny, those people who recognize that not because the pigmentation of your skin is dark, brown chocolate, beautiful, make you a lesser person. A matter of fact, our ancestors recognized that the first civilization or civilization that was ever existed or known to man was existed with people that look like us. Follow what I'm saying? Our ancestors knew that. And for a lot of them, they would prefer, which a lot of them did, they would prefer to go back to their maker than to live in tyranny, than to live under the oppressiveness of white supremacy, to live on Mother Earth and not reaping the benefits of being here on Mother Earth, of not being recognized as being a human being. They would prefer go back to the maker, and for most of them they did. What are we talking about, family? Let's name some of those great ancestors. Let's name some of those great black men, woman, and child who came before us. Let's name some of those people who love the black massive so much that they knew no fear. They love the black massive so much that they knew no fear. Who are we talking about, my brothers and sisters? Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the Right Honorable. Now look, for those of you who been watching this program or listening to us for a while, you know that when we use that word honorable, as it relates to our ancestors, we use that word with respect, with dignity, with love, and with passion. We use that word to elevate our ancestors when we use the word honorable in front of the name. As we know and living in this society today, when we have politicians, so-called elected officials here in this territory, using the name or ascribing to themselves the title honorable, when we use that word honorable as it relates to them, it's in a degradative way or a belittling way. We don't use that word honorable with no type of respect when we use it. We're talking about the Honorable John Bell Edwards. He's a goddamn criminal. The Honorable Bernard Johnson. Look, when we use that word as it relates to these so-called elected officials, you know how we use it. You want to talk about honorable? Let's talk about some honorable people right here. The Honorable Marcus Mosiah Garvey, the Honorable Nanny from the Maroon, the Honorable Paul Bogle, the Honorable Fred Hamilton, the Honorable Maurice Bishop, the Honorable Malcolm X, the Honorable Dr. G. Wilson, the Honorable that 5'5" sister. Oh, I love it. Look, every time I talk about Harriet Tubman, my body shiver. Look, family, if Harriet Tubman was alive today, she would be my best friend. I'm telling you. I will be there next to her cleaning my pistol too. She cleaning her shotgun and cleaning my pistol. I'm telling you. The Honorable Thomas Sankara, the Honorable Samuel Mackell, the Honorable Bookman Juti, the Honorable Toussaint Lovinshore, the Honorable Jack Dessalines. Family, again, we are black conscious, not black ignorant. And when you recognize our state of affairs as it is right now, living in the 21st century, the year 2018, living in a territory like New Orleans, Louisiana, where for the most part, this territory is a dominantly black territory. Depend on who you ask or who give you the stats, it's anywhere from 60 to 80% dominant Afro-American. Afro-American. The general population is. And when you look on that elected body, that elective body, what we call government, is reflective of the general population. And when you look on the end product of what we are now getting under a dominantly black so-called legislative body from all branch of government, when the end product mimics white supremacy or mimics slavery or mimics inequality or mimics injustice under the colonialists, under the white supremacists, what should you call it when we have so-called black men and women in power and the end product is the same? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me. Look, I'm the first to acknowledge, I'm the first to let everyone know that I don't have all the answers to all the questions. And I won't sit here and profess to be knowledgeable on just about every single thing under the face of the earth. And I'm not thin-skinned. I'm not above getting suggestions and opinion. And because I was created by my God with senses, and I utilize my senses, I think independently. There is times when just thinking about things on a day-to-day basis, I pose or I find myself asking questions. Now, I'm asking you, the listening audience, I'm asking you, the viewing audience, what would you call it, or what should I call it? Tell your brother, talk to me, somebody. What should I call it when I sit back and I look and these so-called black men and women that's in office or in power right now, and it's the end product is the same as it was back in the 1600, 1500, 1700, 1800, early 1900, and for the most part, you know, today, you know, I mean, not to that extent or degree, but the same thing we are seeing underneath what we used to call white supremacy. Huh? That's the reason why I tell my brothers and sisters out there in the activist world, my brothers and sisters who is going out there, you know, and rightfully so, speaking about white supremacy, yeah, white supremacy, and taking down statues, and look, it's a fight to be fought, or it's an issue to be challenged. I'm not saying that, But what I'm saying is that it's an issue to be fought from a historical point of view and a historical point of view alone. You can't tell Anthony Brown about white supremacy today. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't come tell me about white supremacy. No, you can talk to me about white supremacy and I will engage you in a conversation or in a dialogue when it comes on to white supremacy, again, from a historical point of view. Because yes, they did us wrong. Yes, they need to pay us for repatriation. Yes, they need to do that. They pay the goddamn Jews. They need to do us that too. We need our 40 acres and a mule. Tell the goddamn Democratic Party to reinstate. Look, oh, come on, I didn't want to stray from that. But for all of you misinformed listeners and viewers out there, you want your 40 acres and a mule? Go ask the goddamn Democratic Party. The party who you love so much or choose to love so much. But that's for another day, different topic. Listen to me, family. When knowledge increase, fear diminish. That's what I should title this show today. You know, when knowledge increase, fear diminish. When you recognize who you are as an individual, I'm not speaking about collectively now, because that's the problem with a lot of us. Well, I'm excluding myself. That's the problem with a lot of you. You see, you all collectively go to these institutions of indoctrination or higher learning, whatever you want to call it, and you get your credentials, right? You get your credentials, and in getting your credentials, you think alike, you act alike, you conduct yourself in the same way and manner, so you tend to process things the same way. You process certain information the same way because you all sit at the same table for the same amount of time, live with the same credentials. So, if a scenario is posed, for the most part, you guys will come to the same conclusion. Because, again, to think or to act independently is like the goddamn plague. And they don't like it. They don't like it. I love being the plague. Yes, I do. I love it. Because you know why? I don't want one jack. Look, I don't want to. Look. I will go back to my maker the way my maker brought me into this world. When my God created me, He gave me common sense, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. And that's what I utilize on a day-to-day basis. Now it's simple. It's simple, family. Look, let's go into the topic of the day. Let's go into the issue of the day. What we'll be talking about today? What? Or who? Away from corrupted politicians, criminals getting salaries, calling themselves elected officials, so-called elected officials. So-called. Look, we're going to be talking about a company today, family, by the name of Civicsource.com. Well, Civicsource is actually an umbrella company. Civicsource is actually an umbrella company. But we're going to utilize the name Civicsource because more people is familiar with Civicsource. A matter of fact, I'm not going to toot my horn. I will never toot my horn, but this is what I will say. Since I've been on the job for the past 4 or 5 years, how long it is, and when I say on the job, I'm not talking about getting a financial reward or a financial pay or financial compensation. I'm talking about since I've been calling out these criminals, these cronies, these no good self-righteous bastard, Mitch Landro, Erroll G. Williams, and Civicsource, and the whole shebang, I start to recognize that there is certain information now that they are basically putting out there for people to now see and view. Information that wasn't readily out there for the general population to see. Here we have this company, Acorn Information System LLC. You catch that? You catch the LLC part? Did you catch the LLC part? Here we have a company, Acorn Information System LLC, a Delaware company, licensed and operate in Delaware, licensed to conduct business, registered in Delaware, right? Doing business here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, and other territories, but we're going to stay focused right here, right now, because this is where they came to establish the criminal enterprise, because this was where it was inducive for them here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. But why? Because the most criminal-minded people or politicians was right here. So they came here and the plant root right here in New Orleans, Louisiana. The plant root. And from that root, they start to spring branches, informing while they grow, informing other territories that look on the amount of work that we did in New Orleans, Louisiana, disguising the criminal activity as being something good for both the municipal corporation and the people, which they know from the get the premise is false and not true. It's not only one-sided, it's a criminal act what they are doing. So here it is, we got Acorn Information System LLC operating here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana as Civicsource.com. Civic, C-I-V-I-C, Source, S-O-U-R-C-E. You put a dot and a C-O-M onto that, and you will see the website. Now, let's check out Civicsource.com website for a second. Or should we go into, before we go into the website, should we go into a brief should we do a quick autobiography of Civicsource? Let's see something. Family, let me tell you something. Let me share something with you real quick about your brother. For those of you who don't know. Personally, I care less. I care less who the person is, who the man or woman is, or what title they have or carry, when I personally know that what they are doing is wrong, is against the law, is illegal, and they are doing it under the color of law, they are doing it de facto. I have respect for people, and I will show respect for people in government, or both in government and in the private sector, who follow the rule of law, who abide by the Constitution, who act in a manner becoming of their office or their title. I will show respect to that person. I won't disrespect no one while that person is providing for the family or performing a function, be it in the private sector or in government, more so government, because I was the one who put them into public office. Yeah, yes, I did, with a few thousands of my friends or my associates or my family, because we are the bosses. Okay, we will show these people respect when they deserve it or when they earns it. I cannot, family, and I will not, I refuse from showing respect to anyone in public office who don't deserve it. I will not do it. I will not smile with you. I will not laugh with you. I will not shake your hand. I will not say howdy. I don't want to be around you, nor you to be around me. I know that politicians aren't special. They are not special breed or class of people. They aren't special. They are doing a job. Okay? And when they assume their office and they act outside the delegated authority that we give them, these people are goddamn criminals. Don't deserve our respect. And Anthony Brown will show none of them no respect. I refuse from doing that. And for those of you who act like teenagers in love, or for those of you who so aspire to be around elected official, oh, there goes the governor, oh, Mr. Governor, oh, there's the mayor, oh, mayor, oh, there's a council member, oh, Mr. Council member, oh, because you want to go back and post on your social media page, or you want to go and tell your friend, oh, you know, I was talking to the governor this morning, I was talking to the mayor this morning, I was talking to the because you want to be rubbing shoulder with the political elites. You are part of the problem. I refuse from doing that when they don't deserve it. And I will call them out when they are doing things contrary to what we the people instruct them to do. Civicsource is or get its authority through the Secretary of State. Doesn't matter which territory, but just be mindful that as Civicsource is right now, they have the legal authority to conduct business in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. Now, the issue is the type of business that this for-profit organization, this for-profit company is conducting themselves in. We have no issue with the capitalistic system that people engage in. And full disclosure, your brother, I participate in the capitalist system too. I believe in it. It's a merit-based system. I have no problem with it. And I think that I don't have no problem with nobody who participate in that system as well. But understand the concept or the premise. As a LLC, as a for-profit corporation, as a limited liability corporation, your duties are the business that you so choose to operate or conduct falls within the article of incorporation, that LLC. If somebody, let me tell you, a couple of people, let me share something with your family. A couple of people tried to get me off the air. Erroll Williams and his friend. That criminal imposter, that no good self-righteous bastard that sit there at 1300 Padre Street on the 4th floor, eating up our AC, calling himself the Orleans Parish Tax Assessor. That criminal bastard, yeah. Tried to get me off the air, right? And they tried to do it through backdoor deal. They went to the CEOs or the owners of Radio Gumbo Creole and they said, look, we don't want Anthony Brown on the radio no more. And we're going to sue you and we're going to sue Anthony Brown. He's saying stuff that, we don't. So, cut a long story short, the question was posed: is he saying anything that's factually false? Oh, that's not the issue. That's not the issue. So, you just want muzzle Anthony Brown. You just want to deprive Anthony Brown of his God-given right to speak his mind. Forget First Amendment. I don't care about the Guardian First Amendment, right? Look, I am not claiming any First Amendment. To hell with that. I'm talking about my God-given birthright. That's what I'm talking about. You want to stop my black ass from speaking? Let me tell you something, man. I say it to Erroll Criminal G. Williams. I say to that self-righteous, no good bastard, Mitch J. Landro. I say to Bernadette, no good Chief, Louisiana Chief Justice. I say to that criminal John Bell. I say to all of them, I will leave this radio station. I will close my black mouth and I won't utter one other word in English or no other language. I will do it. Look, I volunteer. But under one circumstances. Under one circumstances, man. Under one circumstances, man. Prove to me. No, not even me. Look, not even me. Prove to John Public that one sentence or anything that comes out of my mouth as it relates to any public official operating in their office. Let me make it more clear. I make this statement every single day that Erroll G. Williams, the person that is now sitting in the office or occupying the seat of the Orleans Parish Tax Assessor, is a criminal and an imposter in the office of the Orleans Parish Assessor. If you can prove that that statement is false, I will shut my black ass up, tell the owners of this radio station it was a privilege working here or having this platform, and nobody will ever hear me utter one more word again when you come on to Erroll G. Williams. If, when I make the statement that Bernadette Johnson, that so-called black female who is calling herself the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court, have no regard for the rule of law or the Constitution, is a puppet in office, is a puppet in the office or in the seat as the Chief Justice of the Louisiana Supreme Court, don't give one rat's ass about the law, the rule of law, nor the Constitution, a document to which she put one hand on the Bible and one hand in the ear and say, I will swear to uphold and abide by this document. If she or any one of our cronies, associates can prove that that statement is false, again, you want to get me off of the radio station? You want Anthony Brown to shut his black ass up? Look, I'm giving you guys an out. I'm making it simple. I'm telling you what to do to get me to shut my mouth up. When I say that John Bell Edwards is a no good criminal, right, is using the office for his own financial gain, don't believe in the rule of law, if that statement is factually false, look, you guys, I'm telling you, man, I'm giving you a, you don't have to file a lawsuit, Erroll G. Williams, Mr. Crooked Erroll G. You don't have to do that. You don't have to threaten the owners behind my back. No, don't do that, man. Come to me and prove that what I'm saying is factually false, and I'll volunteer. A matter of fact, the truth about the truth about it, you'd be doing me a favor, because I could now go and focus. A matter of fact, the first thing I would do is to go and take a real long vacation. I'm telling you, I need one. Look, I need one. The first thing I would do is to go somewhere, either in the Caribbean or somewhere, one of them on the continent of Africa, so wherever, and just relax for a month or two, then come back, then dive into what I want. Family, I'm giving them an out. When we have elected officials here in the territory of New Orleans, so-called elected officials who calls themselves judges. And these judges, these same people who are supposed to enforce the law, are supposed to dispense the law, are supposed to interpret the law. And these are the same people who are not only breaking it, but they are breaking it on our dime and our time. They are breaking it on our dime and our time. And nobody, no other individual within that branch of government, nor the other two branches of government, choose to take any significant action to address these criminal conduct, these malfeasance in office. That's the reason why you have Anthony Brown here doing what Anthony Brown know needs to be done. It's simple. It's that simple. You want me to keep my mouth shut? Where is the check and balance that the Constitution outlines or speak about? Where it is? Where is the check and balance? There's no check and balance, family. There's none. And that's the issue that we are having. Now, let's go back to Civicsource. We have this LLC, Civicsource. Civicsource is an online platform, or the members of Civicsource operates an online LINE platform by which they choose to sell and auction or to auction people's property. So that's what Civicsource do. Civicsource auction property utilizing their online platform to do that. Now, the Chief Executive Officer of Civicsource is a bribe giver, a political crony, is a member of that private organization, the Bar Association, by the name of Byron P. Burroughs, B-A-R-R-I-O-S, Byron Burroughs. He is the Chief Executive Officer of Acorn Information System /Civicsource.com. Now, without going into his full author, here is a snippet of who Byron Burroughs is. Here is a guy who at one point drafted laws both on the local level and the state level of this territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, right? Drafted laws that deals with the collection of property taxes. Now, listen to me carefully. For those of you smart listeners out there who just scratch your head a while ago or just make the sentence, did he just say what I heard he just said? Let me say it again. Yes, I did. Byron Burroughs, the CEO of Civicsource, established this business, this LLC, this for-profit company, this for-profit organization, to auction people property as it relates to delinquent property taxes. Now, that in and of itself is a conflict of interest. That in and of itself, if you want to put the legal issue or the legal appearance aside, morally, it's wrong. Let's put the legal, because none of us here ain't attorneys. We don't want to be attorneys. We don't aspire to be attorneys. We don't want what they have. We utilize what our God give us, common sense. So we're going to put the legal analysis or the legal issue aside for right now and look at it at a moral standpoint. Here is a guy that's writing his own check. How many of us would love to have the capability of doing that? How many of you would love to get up one morning and say, look, by the end of the week, I want to make $15,000. And come Monday, I'm going to make 1,000. Come Tuesday, 1,000. Come Wednesday, 1,000. Come Thursday, I want to make 10,000. On Friday, I make the next 10,000. Or however you want to do the math, you know. How many of you would love to have that opportunity to do that? Now, here is Byron P. Criminal Burroughs, who established this company, Civicsource.com, right, under his parent company or the parent umbrella, Acorn Information System LLC. Now he goes, because of his connection and his influence, he drafted laws that would directly beneficial to him financially, to him and Civicsource financially. So he's the one, he go there and he, on the local level, he drafted laws. On the state level, he drafted laws. And these laws would benefit. So, look, family, is it only me? Am I the only one? How beautiful would it be if you could walk into your boss' office and you say, look, boss, I want to work Monday to Wednesday between the hours of 2 to 4, and I need my full salary, or I need $15,000, $20,000. This is what this guy Byron P. Burroughs did. Here it is. He have this company, Civicsource.com, an online platform by which his other partners, a matter of fact, let me tell you who is the technical guy in this company. Chief Technology Officer William Sassaman. Sassaman is a what you call a complex project now. Well, I don't think Sassaman is the right one, to be honest with you. Sassaman, let's draw for with documents. Look, family, we're semi-professionals, you know. Again, the name of this show is The Proven Truth. Okay, follow us. Okay, Chief Information Officer Byron Danos. Now, this Byron spelled B-R-Y-A-N, is the Chief Information Officer. Byron Burroughs, he spelled his name B-R-Y-A-N, is the Chief Executive Officer. Now, let's look on Danos for a second. Danos is an experienced leader who has managed teams to develop and launch enterprise software solution. So here is one of the member of Civicsource, right? Look, these guys ain't stupid. Follow me carefully. These guys all came to the table with certain experience, certain life and professional experience that when combined together would allow them to rob the people of New Orleans, to rob the people of the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. But watch this. They could not have done that, or they cannot be still doing that by themselves. Let's go back again to the beginning. So, the first thing what Byron Burroughs did as the CEO of Acorn Information System LLC / Civicsource was to draft laws, right? Let's read something real quick. Where he continues to serve as the Chief Executive Officer, Byron Burroughs has drafted or amended over a dozen pieces of state and local legislation which has helped shape the field of property tax collection in look, family. This information is out there to the public. Don't blame me, don't hate me, don't knock me because I'm the conduit. Huh? Don't knock me because I'm the conduit. Don't knock me because I'm the conduit. You see? Don't knock me. This information is public information. It's good?
Yeah.
Okay. This information is public information. Okay? You can go there and find this information yourself. Again, as I've stated many times, you may not like the words that's coming out of my mouth, or you may not like the message. Don't listen to me. Look, I ain't begging nobody to listen to the proven truth or to watch me. No, you can find something else and do with your time. I'm not trying to be mean. No, it's the truth. This guy went out and drafted laws that he could basically, that would just basically walk him through the process so that his company, his LLC, can rein in millions of dollars on the backs of poor people, and the backs of the people of New Orleans, and the backs of the people of Louisiana. That's what he did. He drafted his own contracts. But bear in mind that there's a flaw in the system or in the process, or there's a hurdle that he must cross for any of this to be legit. And that Erroll, he could try till thy kingdom come. He could preach like John the Baptist. He could sing like Patti LaBelle. He could run like Usain Bolt. He could never cross this threshold. What's the threshold? Neither Byron P. Burroughs, William Sassaman, Byron Danos, Michael Cushman, nor none of the members that form this LLC, this enterprise, this limited liability corporation, are elected officials or any member of government. These people operate outside on the private sector. There is no way in hell, nor on earth, or in heaven, or wherever in the other universe did or can you find the authority for a LLC, a for-profit corporation, to be operating or conducting business as a governmental body. They lack the authority, the legal and constitutional authority to do so. Then the question must be, how the hell are they doing it? And that question I'm going to answer for you shortly. Civicsource, Byron Barone and his friends, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with a group of guys coming together, putting a plan together, formulating a plan, starting or establishing a business. I do it. I do it to my friends too. I do it. I do it. If I was saying that something was wrong with guys coming together, putting their heads together, creating a business structure, you know, I would have to first turn and look at myself. Right? That portion in and of itself, nothing is wrong with. Getting expert to be a part of your company, nothing is wrong with that. But here lies the problem. These guys right here went and formed this company, Civicsource.com, to action property that have to deal with Article 7 of the Louisiana Constitution. What does Article 7 of the Louisiana Constitution deal with? Somebody tell me. Come on, family. Nobody ain't participating. Somebody tell me. What does Article 7? Oh man, my documents got wet, family. My documents got wet over this past couple of days. You know, I ain't worried about it though. I'll take care of it. I'll print some more documents or just make this dry out, huh? I'll do that. Answer me, family. Nobody answering me? Okay. Article 7 of the Louisiana Constitution deals with revenue and finance. Revenue and finance. Section 25 of Article 7, Section 25 of Article 7 deals with taxes, sales taxes, or tax sale. Section 25 of Article 7 deals with tax sale. Civicsource.com. Byron P. Criminal Barrows. Well, I'll take that back. I'll take that. I apologize. Tell Mr. Barron. Hold on. Let me think about it. Let me think about it. When you conspire with someone to do something that's illegal, ain't that a criminal act? Let's think about this. I was going to apologize a while ago, but I have no need to. When two or more people come together with the intent to commit theft, that is a criminal act. So let me restate my previous sentence. Byron P. Criminal Barrows, the Chief Executive Officer of Civicsource.com, have no legal right nor authority to be conducting business under Article 7, to be specific, Section 525 of the Louisiana Constitution. How did he do it? After operating here in the territory of New Orleans for some years, Byron P. Criminal Barrow and his crony friends accumulated a lot of money, millions of dollars, by illegally auctioning people's property here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. Illegally auctioning people property, robbing people property, putting people property on their platform, Civicsource.com, without the acknowledgement or in most cases, without even informing the people who they are auctioning their property off on their website about the fact that they are auctioning off someone's property. And again, for those of you who think that I'm just talking because I have a platform to talk, I would refer you to the territory of Bogalusa, where luckily the people of Bogalusa had an representative sitting on the city council when this criminal Barrows came up there and tried to convince the city council that, look, we are a legitimate business. We headquarters in New Orleans and been doing business in New Orleans, and things been so good and beautiful and smooth. And we don't auction certain property. We definitely don't auction property with people living inside that property. Luckily, the people of Bogalusa, I don't know which district she was from, I don't remember right offhand, but there was one council member who said, hold up, that's not true. That's not true, Mr. Barron. That's not true. You have right now on your website, sir, a property to which I am fully aware of is occupied by a member of my political district or division, and you're selling. And he was like, oh, well, I'm sorry, I'll jump. and he acknowledged the fact that he would correct the issue, and he did, just because he wanted was to please the members of the Bogalusa committee, right? He did that and removed that one person property off his platform. The question is, how many property is on or was on Civicsource website that was not supposed to be on it? Luckily, that day, there was a representative of the people on the job who called them out for it. So again, that is just to give you guys an insight to what we are talking about here. We won't speak an issue if we are not fully knowledgeable about it. Here is Byron P. Barone, criminal Barone, and his crony friends, conducting business under the authority of Article 7, Section 25 of the Louisiana Constitution. Now, for those of you who are really smart or catch on really quick, you will remember that I state or I outline that Civicsource is actually a offspring of Acorn Information System LLC, a for-profit corporation. The authority by which they was formed is under the Article of Incorporation from the Secretary of State. No member of Acorn Information System LLC / Civicsource.com was elected to public office. Civicsource.com was never, could never be, and will not, and is not a governmental agency or branch. It's not. It's not. Hence, there is no authority for them to be conducting business on behalf of we the people. None. So the question must be posed or asked, how the hell are they doing it? They are doing it with the blessing, with the authority of corrupted elected officials here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. People like Erroll criminal imposter Williams, G. Williams, the person calling himself the tax assessor. People like Mitch criminal Landry. People like so-called Judge Etlin Sims Julian, Division N, Civil District Court, New Orleans, and many others. People that sit on the New Orleans City Council. That's how they are doing it. Now, when you look at the fact that here is Byron Barone established this company, so this is what you will call inside trading. This is what you call. You guys remember Martha Stewart? You guys remember Martha Stewart and many other people? But Martha Stewart was one of the prominent persons who went to jail because of inside trading? It's the same thing, family. Byron Burroughs authored these laws or drafted these laws, formed this company and benefiting from inside trading. He's the one who authored the law, submitted the law, of the laws passed, and now reaping from the law. Now, this law, or so-called law, was challenged in court and defeated. A lot of these laws that he drafted or authored or amended was defeated when challenged in court. And they know this. They know this. Our politicians here know this as well. They do. But what happened? You think they care about that? I'm going to show you. Let's see.
At 10.
I'm going to show you. This is who we have. These are who we have. Well, let's not go there. Let's not do that one. You know something, your brother, you take a break. Let's do this one more time.
Experts say findings in our latest investigation could catch the attention of investigators. A judge told the Supreme Court she made less than $25,000 in cash officiating weddings. But new information we received from the state suggests she could have earned nearly double that amount. Here's our new investigation, Misjudged. $100 bills right into the pockets of judges.
At a minimum, and it's much more than this, is unseemly.
In 1 year, one New Orleans judge may have received a $100 bill 473 times.
Do the math.
The math shows she could have pocketed as much as $47,300 in cash.
It's beyond frustration, Lee.
A Fox 8 investigation revealed judges in New Orleans' first and second city courts overcharge couples for their weddings. The law says the judges can charge $5 for a wedding, but at the Algiers courthouse, Judge Tina Anderson Trahan made couples pay $100. Legal experts say the law also requires the judges to deposit that money into the court's bank account, but instead the judges kept the money as extra income.
For a judge to say, I don't know the law that regulates my job as a judge, either they're not telling the truth, or equally bad, maybe worse, they're ignorant of the law that regulates their position.
The state keeps a copy of every marriage license, on it the officiant, and the location and time of the wedding. The state's Vital Records Office sent us this spreadsheet that shows how many weddings each city court judge presided over the past few years. It shows in 2015, second city court judge Tina Anderson Trahan officiated 415 weddings. In 2016, 463. And last year, 473 weddings.
Now we have a real problem.
A problem for two reasons. Every year, Judge Anderson Trahan files a financial disclosure statement with the state Supreme Court. On it, she signs a sworn statement that the information is true and correct. Anderson Trahan claimed to make between $5,000 and $25,000 officiating weddings. Again, she charged $100 a wedding, and last year officiated 473, netting as much as $47,000. Tulane law professor Joel Friedman says that likely means she either didn't keep all of the money, performed 223 free weddings, or misreported her earnings to the Supreme Court.
She may be not only understating it on her judicial ethics form, she may be also understating it on her income tax form, because this is clearly compensation that has to be declared as income on your federal income tax and your state income tax.
Could be serious.
That's That's a big-time felony.
And that could be her other problem. If Anderson Trahan did in fact earn that much money and didn't alert the Supreme Court of the full amount, CPA Patrick Lynch questions whether she could be underreporting her earnings to the IRS.
Well, the implication is if she hasn't, then she's subject to a substantial underpayment penalty and could possibly face civil and criminal fraud.
We asked Anderson Trahan if she shared any of the wedding money with office staff, if she gave any free weddings, and how much money she reported to the IRS for wedding income. She refused to comment.
Yeah, there should be an investigation, and the question I would ask as a taxpayer, where is the oversight?
CPA Patrick Lynch wants the IRS, state, and Supreme Court to investigate.
What are they doing to oversee this?
The data provided by the state shows all 4 judges stopped officiating weddings in mid-May. In fact, 2 judges officiated their last wedding the day our story aired. Not one has married a couple since.
It's an admission that they shouldn't have been doing it in the first place.
In 6 years, Judge Tina Anderson Trahan could have collected as much as $219,000 in cash, money that Joel Friedman says she should return to the court and the couples, where the law says that money belongs.
They should not be allowed to keep money that they now would admit they received in violation of the law, even though they would allege they didn't realize it was in violation of law. And these are judges saying, gee, I didn't know the law.
Again, we've repeatedly asked Judge Anderson Trahan for an on-camera interview and even asked her several questions via email. Through her spokesperson, she has rejected our request every time. Take a look at this story online. You can see just how many weddings the judge...
Family, let me tell you something with these. Now, look, this is a key point to note, This is a key point to note, and for all of you who don't think that is serious, that just goes to show you the sad state of affairs that we are in right now. When we have, look, if you travel down the road at 23 miles an hour and you are traveling in a 20 mile per hour, the sign is posted at 20 miles per hour, and you're traveling 23 miles per hour, right? Let's say you don't see, whether or not, whether you see it or you don't see it, and one of these policy enforcers come up or stop you. Let's say you say, look, I wasn't aware, I didn't see. You think they're gonna say, oh well, have a good day. I know you didn't see that sign, or I know you never mean to jump over that person's property, or I know it, because you was ignorant of the law. They're gonna pat you in the back and they're gonna say, okay, go ahead. You think that's how that's gonna turn out? Huh? No, there are certain things that the average person, when it comes on to the written law, that the average person really don't know. You wouldn't expect the average person to know about certain things. You see what I'm saying? But here it is. We have people, look at it, that form a part of the government. We have people that form one branch of government, the judicial branch. We have people who spend years in these institutions of indoctrination, years acquiring these law degrees, these credentials. And after they spend so many years and resources, money, put themselves in debt, a lot of them, to acquire this law degree, they then now have to go and sit the Bar Association to be a part of that private club, just so that they can practice law, right? And they went through all that process. Then after they are there for years, now they either are appointed or elected to judgeship, where they now wear this black robe, right? And they now preside over cases. These are people with the delegated responsibility to not only enforce, but more so to interpret the law. These are people who, should the case arise and you have a conflict out there with someone else, these are the individuals who you're going to take your case to, and these are the individuals who are required to look on the case as it is being presented and render a verdict. Now, that's how the system is set up right now, right? That's not how it was designed to operate, but for right now, let's call it what it is. That's how it is. That's how it has been running for quite some time. So these are the people, and should you go to law school, or should you attend these institutions of indoctrination, they're gonna tell you, oh look, the judge is the most senior authority. The judge, look, all the goddamn judge is inside that courtroom. The judge portfolio in actuality is a referee. That's it. But leave that as it may right now. Here we have people calling themselves judges with ears on the bench, with ears in law school, ears being a member of the Bar Association. And these are the people that's committing the atrocity, committing malfeasance in office, rendering havoc, rendering tyranny on people. These are the people who are doing it. Now, why should you then, because they are calling themselves judges, just turn a goddamn blind eye and say, oh, they didn't know? How the hell you gonna say a judge ain't fully aware of the law or don't know about the law? That means it make her or his position as a judge null and void of law. You follow me? Somebody say yay. Say yay again. Somebody say yay. Or you're gonna call yourself a judge. And that is the reason why we have a company like Civicsource.com, Acorn Information System LLC, under the auspices, under the leadership of Byron P. Barone, operating here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana, robbing people of their property. All Byron did was to go to a few corrupted politicians or corrupted elected officials so that they may operate here in the territory without any legal or constitutional authority. Follow what I'm saying? If we didn't have corrupted, look, again, family, we're talking about all branch of government. For a company like Civicsource to be operating here, they needed, which they did, to bribe politicians and all branch of government. That was evident and clear in the year 2014. Between January to November 2014, a matter of fact, well, between January and let's see. Between January and March, let me see something. October. Well, you know something. Actually, October, November. Well, in 2014, Byron P. Barone, the CEO of Civicsource, spent so much money bribing New Orleans or Louisiana politicians just so that one, they could draft a constitutional amendment to be on the ballot. They bribed politicians in 2014 just to get an amendment, a constitutional amendment on the ballot for 2014, November 2014. They didn't only bribe them individually, they bribed them collectively. There was companies like the Municipal Association of Louisiana, the Sheriff Association. They bribed them individually and collectively so that they could seem, if the amendment had passed, it would allow them to somewhat seems like they have the appearance, or it would give them some authority to not to actually dive in, but to allow them to work or to partner with the taxing authority in Louisiana as it relates to this delinquent property tax issue. Follow what I'm saying, family. I hope I didn't lose anybody or confuse anybody. Civicsource is a LLC for-profit organization. The members of Civicsource, none of the members of Civicsource are elected officials. Civicsource is not a governmental agency, body, department, or anything. Civicsource is a for-profit corporation. What Civicsource does is to take people's property illegally and put on their platform and auction that property. They do that with the blessings of previous administration and this present administration here in the territory of New Orleans, Louisiana. The last administration was the Landry administration. That criminal bastard, Mitch J. Landry. And they are still doing it under this present administration, LaToya Cantrell. Now, LaToya, she is fully aware of the circumstances and the situation or the issue at hand. So for those of you who want to pepper step around LaToya, LaToya was served 2 years or 2 terms under Mitch Landry, or sit on the city council for 2 terms while Mitch Landry was the so-called CEO of this municipal corporation the city of New Orleans. Latoya Cantrell and myself was out there on the ballot together. She was running for public office for the mayor. I was looking to oust that criminal imposter, Erroll G. Williams. She is fully aware of the issue that here we have, and you know the funny thing about it, family, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I contacted Latoya Cantrell people. My people contacted her people to speak about this issue, this company right here. Did we get a response from Latoya Cantrell? Did we? She don't want to talk to us. You see? Look, if you have nothing to hide, or why won't an elected official, or why elected officials, why politicians find it so intimidating to talk to their bosses? Why they find it so intimidating to come and speak to one of their bosses? Why they refuse from answering question when we the people pose question to them? Why? Because they are shady, they are corrupted, they are dirty, and they know for a fact that what they are doing is wrong. What they are doing is wrong. The judges of Louisiana act as if the power to interpret the law is the same thing as the power to make the law. I love that. And that is why these judges do the bidding of Civicsource.com. Instead of upholding the written law, and the governor and the legislators know this is an act these judges partner in crime. I hear you, Mike. That's one of our that's a comment on Facebook from Mike Erroll. Yeah, that's what they do, Mike. These people, look, you see, here is the irony, man. Do you think that these judges or these politicians can actually call out Civicsource? They can. Because Civicsource, or a lot of them, have their hands in Civicsource back pocket. That's the problem we are having. They take so much bribe. They are in bed with this company. So even when you try to show them that, look, you are hurting the people of New Orleans by doing what you are doing, by taking action to which you have no legal authority to take action. You are hurting the people of Louisiana. Stop it. They can't. Because at this point, they are so deep in the relationship. They have taken so much money. They have making so much promises. They cannot even, they cannot say nothing. They have to pretend like they are ignorant to the fact. That's all it is. Now, here it is. We contacted members of the New Orleans City Council. And I think it was Miss Palmer. I think it was Council Member Palmer, Chief of Staff, who sent us a copy of the contract that that Mitch Landrieu had entered into with Civicsource. Now, the thing about it, family, the fact that Civicsource is in a contract with the city of New Orleans means nothing. Means nothing. Let me say it again. The fact that the city of New Orleans is in contract with Civicsource means nothing. Let me see if I can find something real quick that will let me see. It doesn't matter. Okay, here we go. Let me read something for you. This is what is known as a case law. And for those of you who don't know what a case law is, all a case law is cases that was filed at the lower court and it went up through the ranks. Right? It reached one of the appellant courts, and the appellant courts make a ruling or a decision on the case, and they refer to that case as a case law. If something similar, if a similar circumstances, and again, look, if a similar circumstances or a similar case poses the same question, these members of the Bar Association or your attorney or whosoever can refer to the previous case and say, well, look, based on that case, blah, 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 blah. This case right here is a 1803 case, and it's a standing case right now, meaning this is still precedence, and there is so many cases that cited this one case right here. And I could go and tell you many other cases. However, I'm going to tell you about this case right here, because this case right here, a first year law student, every person who walked through law school know about this case. And because this case is actually the case that gave the legislative body any teeth, right? Or this was a case that gave the Supreme Court some power or authority. Now, what did I say before I picked this document up? The fact that Civicsource and the municipal corporation, the body politic, the city of New Orleans, is in a so-called contract means nothing. Means nothing. It can be totally, we the people don't have to recognize it. We the people don't have to honor it. We the people don't have to consider it, because they are calling it a contract. We are calling it a worthless piece of paper. We are calling it a worthless piece of paper. Listen to this, family. No provision of the Constitution is designed to be without effect. Anything that is in conflict is null and void of law. Clearly, for a secondary law to come in conflict with the superior law was illogical. For certainly the supreme law would prevail over all other laws, and certainly our forefathers had intended that the supreme law would be based, that the supreme law would be the basis of all law, and for any law to come in conflict would be null and void of law. It would bear no power to enforce. Oh my God, this part right here I love. That's man, it's look. It would bear no power to enforce. It would bear no obligation to obey. It would purport to settle as if it had never existed. Did you hear that? For unconstitutionally would date from the enactment of such a law, not from the date so branded in open court of law. No courts are bound to uphold it. No citizens are bound to obey it. It operates as a near nullity or fact or fiction of law. Let me break that down. Look, I read it and I got chills. Ain't the first time I read it. I read it many times before. But what did I say before I read this document? The fact that the municipal corporation, the municipal body, tells me or sent me a copy of the contract that criminal bastard Mitch J. Self-righteous, no good bastard created or signed with that for-profit corporation, that LLC, Civicsource.com. The fact that they are claiming that they have a contract means nothing to me, means nothing to we the people. It's a piece of worthless paper. Mitch criminal no good Landro have no authority, neither then nor now, to enter into a contract with a for-profit corporation, a LLC, to do no business as it relates to Article 7 of the Louisiana Constitution. Let me say it one more time. What they are calling a contract is a worthless piece of paper you can use to wipe your ass with. There was no, and there is still, as of today, is no legal authority nor constitutional basis upon which the body politic, be it under Mitch J. Landry or Latoya Cantrell, have any authority to enter into a contract with any, be it Civicsource or any other entity for profit company or LLC out there, to do any business as it relates to Article 7 of the Louisiana Constitution. I've said it. I've said it, family. I've said it. And to back that up, I just read for you Marbury versus Madison. Now, for all of you legal scholars out there who is talking and afraid to let your voice be heard, Oh, Madison versus Valley, that's a federal case, blah, blah. And again, that's why for people who are supposed to be smart, you guys are dumb. I'm talking about those legal scholars, those legal critics. It doesn't matter which constitution we're talking about. Either the federal constitution or the constitution to any given territory within this landmass. This applies. Where there's a violation of the Constitution, where there's a violation of the Constitution, what does the Supreme Court says about it? It would bear no power to enforce. I'm saying that the so-called contract that Mitch Land just signed with Civicsource bears no power to enforce. It would bear no obligation to obey. You don't have to obey, it's not good. It would propose to settle as if it has never been, it didn't exist. It don't exist. My brothers and sisters, my family, my loved ones. It was nice being back with you after a week and a half or 2 weeks break. Nice being back. If all is well, catch us here Saturday, same place, same time. This is your brother Anthony Brown saying, until then, family. Much love, much love.